because there is a little bit of luck associated to the TikTok algorithm. Your videos continuously get pushed out in front of a new batch of people and a new batch of people, and you do run the risk of that new batch of people just not liking something about the video, even if it's on something they might find interesting. But if you post often enough, you combat that risk. And it's not about going viral for every video, because every video has a different purpose. If you want to talk about something more niche, if you want to talk about something more meaningful, it means the audience might just be a little bit lower for that. But if you want to be a value-led content creator, you cater for the small audiences as well as the big audiences. So once you know this, your mindset shifts from putting loads of pressure on the next video you post to trying to get as much quality content out as possible so you go viral more often, and by becoming the most helpful content creator to your target audience as possible. The next thing you need to understand if you want to be a successful content creator and you're stuck at low views right now is that TikTok is a search engine, and the best content creators fully take advantage of that. All this means is that TikTok prioritizes the content that they can understand, because it's content that they can show to people when they search something, and because it's content that they can serve to people as soon as they've expressed a relevant interest. So once you understand this, if you're stuck at low views and want to break out, you need to be looking for the categories of content that TikTok are promoting, that TikTok are rewarding because they're heavily searchable, and you need to be optimizing your videos to make them searchable. This is all about TikTok SEO. I could talk about that for 20 minutes. So if you want me to make another video on that, just comment part 2 and I can get that scheduled. Now, the third thing you need to understand, which successful content creators do, is that volume and consistency trump everything. If you're stuck at low views, there are going to be 2 main reasons why. You've not found the content that works for you, and TikTok doesn't think that you're worth pushing out. If you post a lot of content for a long time, I'm talking 1 to 3 times a day for 90 days, that's a formula that we've seen work over and over again, you will have experimented with your content enough to find what format of content breaks you out of low views, and you would have given TikTok all the signals that you possibly can that you are somebody they need to be rewarding. Now, there are so many other things keeping you at low views, like watch time, that's probably the biggest factor, but we do help creators completely break out the low view jail. Just like Susan here, who's over 100,000 followers, but before she came to us, she was trapped at 250 views or below on every single post. Now, if you want to join the community where she learned how to do this, and where she got an account breakdown, and where she got some one-on-one coaching, then just click the link in our bio, and as a reward for staying to the end, here's a promo code that will work for the next 20 people. TikTok is staying in the US, kinda, and it's gonna have some pretty big implications for not just people on the new US app, which yes, there's gonna be a new US app, but it's also gonna have some big implications for us outside of the US who are staying on the original TikTok app. I'm gonna run through it. If you're new here, I'm Cal. TikTok's pretty much my job now. We drop TikTok tips every day, helping people become more successful and stay on top of what's happening on the app, so make sure you drop us a follow. Now, as it stands, there's been an executive order signed which states multiple investors within the US are going to get control of a new US version of TikTok, which will be a separate app. What this means is that whoever becomes the significant controlling investors of the app will have direct control over the algorithm and how the app is going to be monetized to turn a profit. Now, let's just think about this from a views perspective. For everybody involved, we already saw once in January this year the impact that removing countless of millions of people have on the existing algorithm. It sent a ripple when TikTok was shut down for half a day, which took weeks for the algorithm to recover, and some might argue the algorithm just hasn't been the same since. So now you've got to imagine, for people on both sides of the coin, what's going to happen when this happens again. Views are going to be all over the place for a little while. People outside the US, we've just got to keep posting on best principles and it'll probably work. But people within the US who go to the new app, it's a whole different ballgame. What's working for you now most likely won't work for you when somebody else gets control of the algorithm. So in order to do well, you're going to have to post a lot of content from a lot of different approaches and just see what works. Let me know what you think the biggest pitfalls of this are in the comments, and if anyone says anything interesting, I can get another video out on that. And just keep posting, keep grinding. Everyone still will be able to be successful on here. It's just going to look a little different. Believe it or not, it's not that hard to get a video over 100,000 views. And I'm going to tell you exactly how so you can start doing it consistently. And it's what I used to get this many views last week. this many views the week before. And it's what we teach within our community that's helped multiple people gain over 100,000 followers within a few months. So if you want to get 100,000 views on multiple videos you post every week, then save this so you don't lose it and you can come back to it later, and drop a follow for daily TikTok growth content. Now I'm going to put this as bluntly as possible. If you can find a topic of video which is getting hundreds of thousands of searches a day, if you can have a look at the videos that are getting all of the views right now from those hundreds of thousands of searches a day, if you can pull apart those videos and make your videos better than the ones getting all the views right now, and if you post 5 to 10 of these videos over the course of a week, that is the closest you can ever get to guaranteeing a video getting at least 100,000 views, if not more, because you're targeting a topic that TikTok is actively pushing out. You've figured out what the audience is reacting to for this topic and making your content better, and you've posted multiple versions with slight tweaks to give yourself the highest possible chance of going viral. Well, you've got one guaranteed way to do this, and that's using creator search insights. Find a term with hundreds of thousands of searches a day, find a term with a red arrow next to it, and do exactly what we just said. Now, there are so many different ways you can grow and get consistently high views. This is just the fastest approach, but we teach absolutely everything you need to know in our 6-week roadmap, which we developed after years of growing on TikTok. And that roadmap have helped people like Susan gain over 100,000 followers within a few months, along with account breakdowns, along with one-on-one calls, along with a community of creators and coaches keeping each other accountable and sharing value. So if you want access to that, just click the link in our bio, and as a reward for making it this far, put in this promo code when you select tier 2, which will work for the first 50 people. Here are 3 things that TikTok rewards above anything if you're trying to become a successful content creator on here. And these are things that I capitalize on that have helped me grow this account to over 165,000 followers a year. And it's how we've helped multiple people in our community gain over 100,000 followers within a few months, like Susan here, after struggling with low views before, which you can DM access for a cheeky little promo code if you want to see some growth. So save this so you can come back to it later and follow for TikTok growth content. Now, obviously, the first thing TikTok's going to prioritize over anything, and looking at any account and deciding whether they're going to give them a lot of views or not so many views, like a lot of people on here, it's going to be your consistency and your volume. And it boils down to a simple fact. The more you post, the more videos you have gaining views for you. So just on the volume side of things alone, we got 500,000 views last week, but the week before we got 1 million views. Why? Because we posted half the amount of videos. It can actually just be that simple at the end of the day. And from a consistency standpoint, we've seen it over hundreds of accounts. Once you have a few weeks of posting on a regular schedule, preferably once a day or more, views on accounts go like that and start to break through. And that's because TikTok are rewarding you on the back end because you are significantly contributing a lot. Now, the next thing they're rewarding for every single content creator is if you're using their tools that they're trying to justify internally. This is Creator Search Insights. Are you using that? This is the Stories feature. This is TikTok Notes. This is using the new text feature. A lot of people think growing on TikTok is just posting TikTok videos alone. That's not